from our sponsor. The Island came out in 1980, has an R rating, 1 hour and 49-minute runtime.
Was it 1980, really?
It came out in 1980. It feels like a 70s movie, which we'll get into.
Ewan McGregor looked really old.
Yeah. Has 5.3 on IMDb. And on the Rotten Tomatoes score, it is a 40 on the tomato meter and a 51 from the audience. It is about a journalist and his son who go to investigate some missing peoples and missing boats in the Bermuda Triangle area, and they get stranded on a mysterious island that has pirates that have been living there for hundreds of years and inbreeding, and things don't go well. Again, stars Michael Caine and David Warner. And this is your selection, so I guess I'll go first. I like the idea of this movie. There was an idea. I like the idea. I think, inbred pirate island. Okay, you can make that work. I like the movie poster. I thought there was an amazing scene as far as a one-liner from Michael Caine when he said, I'll get to that in Michael Caine. And Sir Michael Caine. I think that there are a lot of things that hurt this movie, which I believe won some Razzies, or is at least nominated.
Was it the first ever? Didn't they win the first?
That's close to. Worst actor and worst director nominees. It wasn't good, but I'll let you go ahead and we'll go back and forth.
Well, yeah, it was not what I remembered at all. I remembered a couple of the scenes, but they were not anywhere like the flare gun scene. I remember that being really cool and crazy, and that was so boring. Yeah, I don't understand exactly why they started calling them pirates, and they said, even the girl said, like pirates, they dressed like pirates. No, they weren't. Nobody had on bloomers and knickers and striped shirts and bandanas and pirate hats and hooks and parrots. How do we know? Why do we call them pirates? They were just kind of nasty, dirty people. I don't know. I didn't get the whole setup. I wasn't quite sure the dynamics, how they worked, who was in charge and why they were in charge, and why people were. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. It wasn't scary at all.
It wasn't scary, but this movie deserves a remake. Because you could make this scary. You could do like a Green Inferno kind of, you're trapped on this island and you don't know this culture. And
well, that's what I was going to say. It's kind of already been remade.
It's been done.
Not with only if they'll find a cameo as the head pirate as Michael Caine,
who would never do it in a million years.
Yeah, because he says he won't even discuss this movie.
Yes, which is
scary because I did hear him discuss Jaws 4 before, and if he'll discuss that before this, that's pretty bad. Look, you can't not discuss a movie you made. You knew it was bad. He's a professional. He knew when he read this script.
He knew what was up. It's the same issue I have with Christian Bale, who refuses to talk about Newsies.
Yeah, but that's a good movie.
It is a great movie. So there's a great scene where him and the guy who set him up are on the island, and the guy says, "You and I are the only living men to see what lies before you now." And Michael Caine replies with, "A bunch of assholes playing Long John fucking Silver." I died laughing at that moment. That was great.
I didn't get the whole pier, the boat. The people on the boat that were kidnapping and not kidnapping. I didn't understand any of that.
Here's what I didn't understand. So they were here for 300 years, right?
Yeah.
And they're pirates. They like boats.
Arrgh.
How come in this 300 years where they have obviously very successfully commandeered many boats, why did they never just try and leave the island and sail somewhere else?
That was their home.
Right, but you didn't try and send like scouts or expeditions or.
They were lazy pirates.
They were lazy pirates. I didn't understand.
Yeah, they didn't. They had done all that. Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. There was none of it made sense on me.
Here was my biggest issue. Peacock.
Animated?
No, Peacock as a streaming service. I noticed when I watched several different movies, there was a lack of closed captions as an option for a lot of movies. And I watch most movies with closed captions. And this movie 1000% needed it because I didn't know what the fuck any of these pirates were saying any of the time when they were doing the little pirate gibberish.
Right.
So I was kind of like, I really need some closed captions here so I can figure out what the fuck's going on. And
I don't think it would have helped, but more proud to you.
Just saying. It was interesting. They had this weird society. I liked their little mock trial they had, and they had this weird. I don't know. It was just. Would you agree with me that this was a 70s movie? Through and through.
Yeah, if it came out in the 80s, it probably was made.
But I mean, it just had that dirty people and weirdness and
bad looking lighting and just.
I was. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when we reviewed The Arena from the 70s. I was 1000% shocked there was not a rape scene in this movie.
Maybe they got cut.
I was surprised.
He got cutting out some wrestling stuff. Maybe they've been splicing up.
I was waiting. I was like, all right, dirty 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Huh. It's making me afraid because there was the other movie that came on at the same time as this on Star Channel that just ran like they used to run like you could watch the same movie like 4 times in a day because they just didn't have very much. The other one was called Mountain Men, and I think it was Brian Keith. It's not Richard Chamberlain. I can't remember who the other guy was. But we loved it, and because it had some decapitation scenes and some crazy Indian attack scenes and some good blood.
Yep.
But I'm almost afraid to watch it because I'm afraid it's going to be the same thing as, this is not what I remember.
So did you see this in theaters?
No.
Okay.
No. I was only 12.
Were you? I thought you were older at that point.
No, I was born in 68. So
okay.
I was 12 years old, and that would have been a year. I did not see this theaters. I told you I saw it on Star Channel.
Okay.
Where we watched all the stuff we weren't supposed to see in theaters.
Okay, so that's what. Yeah. So you did get away with seeing it at a young age.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Scott's mom and dad didn't give a shit what we watched.
Okay. Yeah, I was surprised that this movie also, again, for being a 70s movie, I was surprised we didn't get into the cannibalism potential more than.
I don't think pirates ate each other, did they?
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're inbred,
They ate squab. Yeah.
You know who would make a good The Island remake? Because he likes to remake 70s horror films anyway.
Wouldn't they?
Give it to Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie. No, I don't like his movies.
It would be better than this.
I am going to try his Monsters out, though.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. Because that Sid Haig guy's dead, so you can't stick that guy in there and annoy me.
Sid Haig would have made a great pirate from The Island.
He would, but let's give it to Jordan Peele. Oh, M. Night. I wonder what he would have done with this. I think M. Night could have done this. He could have put everybody on a beach, and they started aging. Pirating.
I think the idea is there. Just every other form of execution of this film is bad.
Well, did I hear that? Did I read that it was this was actually a novel that sold pretty good? That was actually kind of liked.
I think so. I think they paid like a couple $1 million to get the rights to this.
Well, that must have been all the money because they didn't spend it on screenwriting or.
What did you think?
It was so confusing. I just couldn't figure it out.
What was also of the time, I guess might be the best way to describe it, was the portrayal of the kid with the gun. like the whole gun situation with him, and like going to the shooting range, and it was fun and cool. I don't know. I mean, Michael Caine, was like, this is stupid, kind of,
It
but
still takes place everywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line.
I know, but it was just like,
What
okay.
we gonna do today, Paul?
Well, in fact, no. Well, it was
Shit.
funny in front of it. In front of the gun deal, he's like, "Well, I can't sell you this gun, but I can sell it to your dad."
Right.
So if your dad wants to buy this gun, I can.
I sure would like to shoot some, Papa.
You ever been to a shooting range? I don't know. I went once.
I did that tin can shoot thing at the Chuck E. Cheese. Does that count?
No, no. I went to a shooting range once with some friends.
I'm not saying I wouldn't go, but I wouldn't go.
I just didn't get the appeal of it.
I would take Amy.
It was okay.
She wanted to go because she's a killer.
Yeah, I'd rather go like axe throwing.
Axe throwing seems much more brutal, and I would like it better.
Yeah.
Guns are kind of cheating.
What did you?
Kill somebody. Use these.
A lot of this movie was just the movie Hook.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask where you got that from.
So, Dad, who is out of touch and works a lot.
Okay.
His son gets kidnapped by pirates, who then try to convince him he's a pirate.
Sold.
And then the dad has to convince him that he's still his son. I was like, is this Hook? I was like, what is going on here?
I guess that's what we tie all pirate movies into, because that's the same as Treasure Island.
Yeah.
You got the kid. What's the kid's name? He friends Long John Silver because he doesn't really have a parent figure and blah blah blah.
That's just
what's the kid's name?
Davy Jones.
No, that's the guy with the lockup.
I know.
I can almost hear Long John saying his name, or I was reading it, but because that's the Red Treasure Island, believe it or not. Robert Louis Stevenson, right?
Doesn't matter.
But it's kind of like that. So I guess that's just
that's just the pirate. That's what you do for the pirate movies.
The pirate life for me.
It is. I'd take some rum right now. That'd be good.
Take some booty. Although I hear it means something different in their language. Oh, hey.
Yeah, when are we gonna do a Rodney Dangerfield movie?
We're gonna do a Jackie Mason memorial. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah,
we that. You get a finger. You want the finger?
It was. So you don't agree with me? No remake.
You gave a pretty good sell to it. I'm not going to clamor for it if I even know how to clamor. But if I can learn how to clamor.
Can you pine for it?
I don't think I could pine for it either. I could see who did it and decide whether or not I think they could have done a good job with it, and then maybe possibly watch it.
Okay.
Especially with things coming out on television. Well, I'll have to go pay $80 to go to a movie.
Maybe they'll make it into a miniseries on Netflix.
No, maybe with more time to build some characters and build some story besides this silly story. The idea of some people that were lost, because that's been done, but I don't know about. Okay, I can see that. Give it to Jordan Peele and.
I thought we had a rule about stop giving him all the movies.
Until he makes a really bad one, I'm not going to.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and hop to our next film, because I think we have dug into this movie as much as we could.
There's no deep dive to be had in this movie.
Yes. There wasn't much there.
Oh, and I didn't really understand this either. Which I don't know how big the Bermuda Triangle is, but they said they were off the coast of Florida. Bermuda is straight out from North Carolina-Virginia border. if you go to the Virginia where it comes out a little bit, if you go due east, that's pretty much where Bermuda is.
I think the Bermuda Triangle is like Florida and Cuba area, right?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I just
Maybe
always
it's like
assumed it was kind of around Bermuda.
maybe it's Bermuda, Cuba, Florida,
Right.
kind of.
Because when we went to Bermuda and I was buying our tickets, I really thought I didn't really know where Bermuda was, to be honest.
Yeah, it's weird
I
to
heard of
think
it,
that it's like
and then I
beside.
looked at it. I was like, wait a minute, that's like straight out. That's not going anyplace cool. But it was beautiful. I love Bermuda. I would live in Bermuda.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.